Now, this might sound pretty simple, but it actually is not, because I really often see people with their dog on a leash completely misusing it. And the most common issue I see around this is when I see dogs just pulling on the leash and the owner is pulling back, and neither one of them has any idea what the other one wants. And there really is absolutely no control over the dog, and the dog really kind of is barely even aware there's a human attached to it. And this is not an ideal scenario. So the most common way to misuse a leash is to use it as a handle, as something that is attached to your dog that you use to pull on your dog. And this is absolutely the wrong way to use it. A leash is a communication tool. For those of you who ride horses, it's no different than the reins on a horse. This is not something, you have a 500, 600 kilogram animal. This is not something you can bully or force to do things. It's something that you can communicate with. So we like to use leashes to communicate with our dog friends. And it's really important that the communication be clear and consistent. Okay, that's all a dog wants from you, is for you to be clear and consistent. Dogs don't misbehave. Dogs always want to please you, but they have a short attention span. There's a lot going on around them. And sometimes they just lose focus on what it is that you want them to do. So when you have a dog on a leash, don't think of it as a handle. Think of it as a way of communicating with your dog when he or she is 6 feet away from you. And the way to accomplish that is to make sure there's no tension on the leash when under normal walking conditions. What you want to do is when your dog moves out of the range of the leash, you give them a short, fairly sharp jerk to let them know that they're moving too far away. And the dog is going to feel nothing, 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 nothing. They get to the limit of the leash and they get, oh, I have to go back here. Okay, and they'll come back in. By the same virtue, if you're walking along and the leash is slack and you want to turn right or left, you simply give it a little tug. And the dog will know that that's the way you want him to move. Or a little tug back if you want him to slow down. Now, obviously, this is not something they're going to figure out on their own. You start walking your puppy on a leash when they're quite young, but if you have consistent and clear leash handling techniques, so if every single time you want to go right, you give it a little tug, or every time you want to stop, give it a little pull back, then your puppy's going to learn really quickly that this is what my pack leader wants me to do. And they'll do what you want them to do. That's how dogs are wired. They want to please you.